more food.
Hi there, we're SubJudge and we're going to be talking about Mindful Chef.
If you're not familiar with them, it's a food subscription service that will help you cook healthy, delicious meals without any of the fuss and none of the food waste.
We're going to be ranking them against the SubJudge's criteria and giving them an overall score out of 10.
We'll be looking for eco-conscious products,
Good value for money,
quality of product,
variety,
delivery process including service.
So, how much does Mindful Chef really cost?
So because we signed up to Mindful Chef for the first time, we got a discount. So instead of being £30, it was £22.50, which is quite good, but £30 for £30 for 2 meals. But obviously divided by the 2 that he's meant to serve, that's £7.50 per serving, which is quite expensive. But we did do a comparison to supermarkets, 3 of the main supermarkets, Morrison's, Tesco and Sainsbury's, to see whether it's good value for money or not. So with the peri-peri turkey, none of this had Romesco sauce in it, and none of the supermarkets had Romesco sauce. So we need to factor that in. I don't know how much that would normally be, a couple of quid? Something like that, yeah, something like that. But Morrison's, it was £5.15 per serving, apart from the Romesco sauce. Tesco obviously had no Romesco sauce, so that was £5.13 per serving. And Sainsbury's had no Romesco sauce and no peri-peri seasoning. I don't know whether that was just, I don't know whether they normally do, but they just run out.
Surely.
But they had none at all. So that was, which is £4.62, which is obviously cheaper because they didn't have peri-peri seasoning.
And obviously, buying this in a supermarket, you'd have extra ingredients, so you're paying for more.
Yeah, you'd have leftover stuff. Then there was the Thai style broth. So this wasn't quite expensive, I'm not gonna lie. It was £8 and 2p per serving, and they had no lemongrass and no pomegranate molasses.
Expensive.
Yeah, Tesco had no pomegranate molasses either, so that was £7 per serving. And Sainsbury's actually had all the ingredients and was
Which
so
is £8 per portion.
Is it better to get it from Mindful Chef though?
Yes, I would say for like these sorts of meals, they're a bit
not obscure, but like
yeah, they're a bit different. So, well, I mean, the peri-peri turkey is pretty standard, but like with the Romesco sauce, it's hard to find that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's worth it for like the more fancier meals. But like for the turkey one, I wouldn't pay £7.50 for that. It wasn't great. It came in the rice came in a bag, like a microwave bag.
Yeah.
And
literally
and there was no seasoning that came with it. It was not nice. It was in the microwave bag because it was meant to be a quick meal to cook. But I feel like
takes quite long.
It wasn't great value for money, that meal.
Yeah. So I think Mindful Chef is quite expensive, £7.50 per serving, but obviously you are getting the benefits of the health factors, so you're getting no refined carbs, you're getting no dairy, you're getting gluten-free. So it depends, if there are things that really matter to you, then yeah, it probably is worth spending a couple of extra pounds.
And for each meal that you buy, you're feeding a child in poverty, which
that's
so good. Every single meal, you're feeding another person, so that is pretty good.
But at the same time, could we just buy the stuff or go to an alternative, cheaper, like recipe box company, and
give to charity ourselves? It's up to you. I guess it kills 2 birds in one stone. Doing this, and it's just like quite nice to know that what you're eating, you're also feeding someone else. Like that's quite a nice thing.
But it's up to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did think it was a bit expensive for what it was.
Yeah. How to sign up to and cancel Mindful Chef. The sign up process was pretty straightforward for them. I simply had to choose the amount of people we wanted food for, so we went for 2. We picked our meals and created an account, and we were good to go.
You could view the recipes before deciding whether there was something that takes your fancy or not, so you didn't have to input any card details or input any delivery, anything. You could literally go on their website.
There was no pre-commitment.
Yeah.
You could just have a look.
Decide whether it's for you, do a bit of window shopping, and either sign up based on the recipes, or if you don't like the recipes this week, you could wait until next week, something like that.
One thing that is good is that you can order for one person.
Yeah.
So you can order meals for just yourself, And comparing to like other food subscription boxes, you can only do 2 or more, isn't it? So this is like one of the only ones that you can just order for yourself.
But it is worth noting that it does get more expensive if you per serving. And to cancel, they don't really want you to.
With the cancelling again, you could pause your subscription
so you can skip
online on the website, but then to actually cancel it, you have to call them up, which is really annoying.
So to cancel your account, you have to go to preferences on your account, scroll to the bottom of the page, and it has a little button saying amend subscription. Then you have to follow a lot of prompts, and then they give you a number to call. How long were you on the phone for?
About 5 minutes. It could have been. I mean, I was just saying no. Like,
they were trying to ask because you discounts.
Yeah, they were like trying to offer me all these. They're very nice on the phone, very friendly, but yeah, they were just offering me like more and more discounts, and I was just saying no, I'm sorry, I can't afford it. We're doing this for work, blah blah blah, and they just weren't having it. But I just had to put my foot down, and they were like, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, they were quite nice.
We're sad you're leaving, and say goodbye.
It would be nice if you could just press a button on a website and it would take 2 seconds, rather than having to ring up.
Yeah, but that's so they can keep you there.
Try and keep you off.
So it's quite long-winded, to be fair, but I think you could just Google what their number is and call them up straight away. It might be easier for you. But we'll put the number here, so it's even easier for you.
Mindful Chef Delivery explained.
So with Mindful Chef, they used DPD, which is really, really good because they are carbon neutral and they're just pretty efficient courier.
So they email you a time slot. You can initially pick your day that you want your delivery to be delivered. So we ordered ours on a Friday and asked for it to be delivered on Tuesday. And it was. We received a time slot on a Tuesday. They arrived within that time slot. They had a photo, so we got a notification saying it had been delivered, and they had a photo of where it had been delivered.
And they had the tracking system as well, so you can see where your car is.
Which is quite handy if you need to pop out or something like that.
And everything was in great condition.
Yeah, they obviously were.
Fine.
There's no rough housing of the box. It wasn't left upside down. It was left the right way up, and wasn't battered at all. So that was pretty good. We were quite impressed. So they do deliver 7 days a week, which is really good. But that is only to the mainland UK. So Jersey and Guernsey, they only have Wednesday and Friday deliveries, which is a bit of an inconvenience, but they do say they're working on it.
Guernsey?
Guernsey's next to Jersey. They don't deliver to certain postcodes, so it's definitely, if you live in a more remote area, it's definitely worth checking on their website whether or not they will deliver to you.
Your food might never arrive.
Oh, is that spider on it? Oh no.
I can see plastic.
How good is Mindful Chef with its recycling? So I was personally quite disappointed with the amount of packaging that we had in Mindful Chef. They harp on about being really good for the environment and really mindful. That's the whole point of Mindful Chef, that they're really mindful.
Yeah, it just didn't really comply and match up with their ethos.
Yeah.
They're all about mindfulness and giving to charity, which is all brilliant, but
if your
there was quite a lot of plastic that I wasn't expecting, and it's a bit disappointing, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like terrible, but I was expecting a lot less.
So it says here that your box is CO2 neutral, which is always good to know. It creates 33% less carbon than a supermarket shop. Your cool box is made from 60% recycled materials, is 100% recyclable, and has a 30% lower carbon footprint.
Looks like it's all cardboard so far. It's recyclable.
Yeah, that's good.
Cute little compartment
with
like
a cool
cardboard
box.
fridge, in a way.
Ice packs, which obviously they aren't recyclable. But you could reuse them.
I can see plastic. See that? I don't get. It's in a cardboard box. Great. Oh wait, 100% compostable, or even the plastic.
They could have put it in a little paper bag or something else.
It says the punnet is made from tomato leaf fibre, but is the plastic?
No.
That's not clear.
And they've even put a cucumber in plastic, but the courgette isn't in plastic. Make it make sense.
This plastic. That's plastic. Oh my god. I'm disappointed, Mindful Chef. I thought you were going to be the good guys.
And then this spice could easily be in the paper packet.
Oh,
Oh, is it open?
It's open.
Oh dear.
I mean, just looks like they've gone to Sainsbury's and packed it all in for us. So that's how many out of...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So that's 6 out of like 10 items. That's over half of the items in plastic, one-use plastic. Wasn't expecting that.
But it is helpful for if you were unsure, you can check on their website. And
I think when you choose the meal, they don't tell you whether it's going to be in plastic like this or not.
yeah, they could have something on the recipe that says this recipe uses less plastic. But there is so much plastic.
I guess it's convenience, that's the main part.
Is it worth the convenience? Only you can decide.
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit better, I'm afraid. Sorry, Mindful Chef. So how healthy are Mindful Chef's meals? Very healthy. Yes, that's what they're all about. No refined carbs, no dairy at all, and no gluten in all of their meals, which is quite great. I mean, they don't have as many meals to choose from, but there's calories of each meal, and it's between 450 and 650 calories.
Which is quite good.
Very good.
Did you say there's no refined carbs?
No refined carbs. No
So they
dairy,
only use like
no
brown
gluten.
rice, they don't have potatoes. If you have potatoes, it's like sweet potatoes, so they have like alternatives. Brown pasta, which is really good if you're wanting a more
healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, seeing as all like a lot of their recipes are actually really tasty, and knowing that they're healthy and aren't bad for me, that's really good. Although they could add a bit more seasoning.
A little bit
I
of
think
flavour.
some of the meals
Flavour.
were a bit bland, but I mean that you could just add that in yourself.
Yeah.
I think as a basis, as like a base recipe meal, it's really good, and you can just add whatever you like into it.
A bit of
if
mayo
you
went
don't.
on there.
Yeah.
So you get a booklet with all the recipes in, and it tells you at the top of each recipe how much protein is in it, how much of your 5 a day, I think.
How many carbohydrates, so it just gives you a bit of a breakdown of what you're eating, really.
And you can kind of be a bit more, especially if you're trying to bulk or something, it's really good for, you know, tracking how much protein you're having. Sabotage. Imogen's sabotaging my cooking.
So, is Mindful Chef vegetarian?
In essence, yes. They have a lot of meat-free meals, but it's also worth noting that they don't have any dairy. They obviously have some recipes that use eggs, that come in a little cardboard box, which is quite good for the environment.
So yeah, they have a lot of vegetarian options.
Yeah, and it's very easy to find a drop-down menu. It's not like you have to scroll through all the recipes. You can just literally at the top of the screen, you can just click the little drop-down menu and click on pescatarian or vegan recipes.
So it's very easy. It's good they have the categorisation.
Yeah.
That is very helpful.
Whoa, we're winning. Oh my god, where's the tofu Is Mindful Chef vegan?
Pretty much.
Yeah, they have a lot of recipes.
All of the vegetarian recipes are also vegan unless they include eggs, but a lot of them don't really. So there are lots and lots of vegan and vegetarian options which are great, and it's all categorised, it's easy to find and see what recipes you like.
Yeah, you can opt to only see the vegan recipes, which is really good. You don't have to trawl through loads of meat recipes if all you're looking for is vegan.
Yeah, and it's just great to know that all of them are also gluten-free and dough-free. It's just healthy, very healthy.
Very, very healthy. There you go.
How do you get discounts on Mindful Chef?
So you can get £10 off the first 2 boxes if you're a student.
And you get 10% off if you went on NHS and you work for NHS.
Yeah. All you have to do is email them from your normal email address, but you have to CC in your NHS email address, and then they will apply the discount for you.
And you get 25% off your first 4 orders, which is pretty good. As it does tend to be quite expensive. Mindful Chef, so it's quite nice to trial it out, and you get
a bit of money.
first 4 boxes to try it out. It's a bit cheaper and you get to see if it's for you. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. So it was quite hard to find out that you could actually get NHS or student discount from Mindful Chef. I googled and then they do NHS discount, but that was also hard to find. I had to trawl through the FAQs on their page. It wasn't something that was like advertised at the top. So they do kind of keep their discounts a little bit secret. 16 seconds!
Wow.
Oh, yeah! Oh no!
It's time for the verdict. The SubJudge criteria is broken up into a point system out of 10. So it's 2 points for each point.
Our first point is eco-conscious products. There was a lot of plastic, which we were quite disappointed by because they're so mindful and they're meant to be so mindful. Obviously, we were
like the one-use plastic, like the vegetables and everything were wrapped in, you know, that horrible just like
throwaway plastic.
Which wasn't necessary. It could have just been in paper bag or just loose. Like and for such a mindful company, there was a lot of plastic. Sadly.
But they do use DPD as their only courier, which is really good. They're carbon neutral and they also give back to charity. So you buy a meal and give a meal to a child living in poverty, which is very good. They are 100% free-range chicken. So because they were so good, but there was a lot of plastic and the potential for food waste,
we compromised.
Yes. And gave them a 1.5.
Which is, not bad.
Very good, in fact.
And number 2 out of our criteria was it good value for money?
Yeah. So
it was expensive.
Very expensive for what it was, I'd say. And the taste was all right.
Yes, some meals I think were tastier than others, but because they're so focused on the health, I think they compromise with taste, maybe the seasoning, like, I don't know, some of the recipes were really tasty, but others were just really lacking in some flavour.
Yeah.
Again, it's quite subjective to what meals you can choose, and 4, you could just add in your own seasoning. Spice up.
Bit of ketchup on the side.
Spice it up a bit. So
but
it was expensive, but it's good that they do the discounts.
True.
But yeah, if you've got, if you don't mind spending a bit more money and know that your money is going to a charity and you're eating healthy and most of it's like organic, then I would say it's quite alright. It's quite good value for money. Yeah.
So we gave it a 1.
Yeah, in the end.
1.
Quality of the product. What did we think? I think it was good quality.
Yeah, very good quality. There was clear expiry dates on the various items, so we could decide which recipes to cook first based on the expiry dates. It was good quality. Nothing came
free range, organic. Everything was like sort of ripe and ready to eat. So that was really good.
Luce in the race mentioned how clean the salad was for her recipe, which is very good. Like, it does recommend that you obviously wash it, but it wasn't like, we didn't receive it and it was covered in mud, which is very good.
So for the quality of product, we gave it a 2.
Variety. So Mindful Chef is very inclusive in that it has vegan meals. It's great for those who are lactose intolerant, gluten intolerant, vegetarian, vegan. It's very inclusive, but there isn't many recipes. There's 20 recipes to pick from each week.
I think because there's so many categories they're trying to like...
Trying to tick so many boxes.
Yeah.
Fingers in all the pies, if you will.
Sometimes you're a bit overwhelmed with how many recipes there actually are. So in a way it was like a bit easier to be like, okay, that looks nice. And we weren't like scrolling through for hours. So it was like, it did speed things up a bit, so that side of things was good.
But because there wasn't many recipes, we decided to give it a 1. So delivery process and service, we were very impressed. It's easy, very easy to sign up. You just pick your recipes, input your card details, input your delivery address, and Bob's your uncle, you've got a box coming. But you do have to ring up&Cancel, which is a bit annoying. It takes time out of your day.
These companies just don't want you to leave, so they don't make it easy.
But and they also give you the option to pause or skip a week, which is super helpful.
And they use DPD, as we mentioned before as well, which is just a really good, one of the best couriers there is, really. So
the ice was still cool. Everything that needed to be cold was still cold. They have really good tracking with DPD. It arrived in time. Yeah, and we quite liked the bags, didn't we, as well? It was packaged quite well.
Yeah, it was very neat. Everything was packaged very neat.
Oh.
For this one, we gave it a 2 actually.
2.
Yeah.
We've decided overall to give Mindful Chef a 7.5. A SubJudge pass. Yeah, we'd recommend it to those who are very health conscious, lactose intolerant, gluten intolerant,
vegan.
Yeah, people who have specific dairy requirements or dietary requirements.
And also if you're a single person.
Yeah, if you cook alone.
And if you're conscious about how charitable the company is, this is the one for you, for sure.